Hey, welcome to my journey into another meal prep video. This one was a really easy one because I only made two things. I didn't make any breakfast because I'm just going to cook my breakfast as I go and just come up. I was going to eat my liver mush, but it's not going to get me through the week. I don't know what I was thinking. It's not. I'm going to have to just come up with other stuff, and then probably eggs. And then lunch, I made a batch of honey barbecue mini meatloaves, and for snack, some no-bake peanut butter protein balls. Some little something just to pop a little bit of extra protein in there when I can get in there and fix a sweet tooth, because you know I'm giving up sugar. Now this has honey in it, so that's kind of a fine line there, because honey is still sugar, but it's not a cookie or a candy bar. It's a nice substitute. Doesn't have sugar substitute. I'm saying it's a nice substitute for a cookie or something like that, but has a smidge of protein to it. So I felt good about that. So that's what I made today. All right, well, I don't really have anything else to say, so we'll just turn around and look at it. So today we're going to start with our energy balls because I forgot to thaw out my hamburger. So it is in the sink. These are peanut butter energy balls. I need 1 1/3 cups of oatmeal. I'm using old fashioned. Now I sprayed my spatula and the inside of my bowl because this is going to be a sticky mess. So there's 1 1/3 cups. And then we need a 1/2 cup of vanilla protein powder, and this is what I'm using, Quest. This one is, they're all expensive, but for the taste, that's the affordable one for me. Whew. Excuse me. So we'll just kind of do that around a little bit. We need an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. All right, here's the sticky stuff. We need 1.5 cups of smooth peanut butter. I sprayed the inside of my cup here. Hopefully it'll come out pretty good. And this is not natural. You want it called it no stir kind, so just regular peanut butter, because you don't want that extra they won't hold together the same as a recipe that's made for that kind. Okay, let me see if I can get that off of there. And then we need, maybe I'll need it for this, 1/2 cup of honey. I also sprayed the inside of that. Boy, that came out really good. Okay. So let's mix. Okay, now you need a 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips. And I don't have mini. I have regular. So I'll just get less chips per bite. I could run them through the food processor, but I'm not getting the food processor out for that. So 1/2 cup of regular, and then we're going to mix these in good as we can. This has been an arm workout. Okay, now it says to use this small cookie scoop, but I don't have a small cookie scoop, so I'm just going to use 2 spoons. And I think we're supposed to get 22 balls out of this. We'll see. So I have my sheet pan over here, my little baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper, and I'm just going to scoop about that much, and then I'll go back and roll them all at the same time. I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Maybe like a spoonful. Let's do a spoonful. Okay, I'm running out of room and I don't want to get another pan. So I'm going to start rolling these. It's a nice dough that holds together really well. And look, it's surprisingly not sticking to my hands. So I'm going to roll these and get them a little closer together and finish scooping out my dough. Okay, I got them all rolled out. I ended up with 26. So by the size of them, my cookie scoop would have been fine. When it said small, I was thinking like a little, teaspoon or something. I don't know if they make them that small, but mine would have worked. Now you need to chill them for about an hour until they harden up. Look, I tasted it. It's good. Or it says you can freeze them, store them in the fridge or freezer. So I'm thinking if you can store them in the freezer, I'm just going to pop them in the freezer to harden because I have more room in there than I do the fridge. So I'll show you how they set up at the end of the video. And next up will be the meatloaf whenever the meat thaws out. Okay, so now we'll make our meatloaf. This is honey barbecue mini meatloaves. I think this comes from a Hungry Girl magazine, I think. Anyway, we need a half a cup, and I've already measured these out. Half a cup of barbecue sauce, whatever your favorite is, and 3 tablespoons of honey. And we're just going to stir that together. Now, she says the rest of the meatloaf stuff, just dump it in there and mix it, but that's not how I like to make my meatloaf. Because I'm afraid I'm always going to get my seasonings in one spot of the meatloaf and not get it mixed well. So I like to mix my wet ingredients with my seasonings. So that's what I'm going to do. I need 1 egg. We'll break that up a little bit. She uses egg whites. That's how I think I know that it's a Hungry Girl recipe. But I cut it out of a magazine. That was my oven preheating to 375. Now we need half of this barbecue sauce we just made. The other half is for the top. And we need a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And a half a teaspoon of onion powder. And some salt and pepper. And that's how I like to mix my meatloaf. Now, since I don't have to mix this together with my hands, a lot of times I'll do it in a plastic bag. Alright, oops, I need to get something to cut up in my hamburger with. Hold on. Okay, let me see if I can get this cut up in here. This is 93. It should be lean. This is 93%. Okay, I'm going to chop this up in here. Let me see. Oh, it's still frozen a little bit in the middle. I'm going to have a blob somewhere. Just a blob of meat in one of them. Okay, I'm going to try to chop this up because if I put it in the microwave, it's going to cook it and then it's going to be even worse. Okay, I think I got it chopped up pretty good. Now let me go ahead and see if we can get this mixed in here. Now you can obviously get in here with your hands. And I do have my glove for when we put this in the pan. So now we need some chopped onion. And then a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. And that's just the bigger breadcrumbs. Okay, I have donned my glove because if you've been here, you know I don't touch raw ground hamburger. Don't do it. Don't touch the raw chicken. Can't stand it. Listen, chicken just grosses me out. Beef doesn't gross me out. I just don't like the way it feels on my hand. That's what grosses me out, that feeling. So it is a, but you can, I don't know if you can see, it's not really a texture thing. It's not the textures of the meat. It's the gross feeling that it leaves on my hands. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to, I have sprayed this muffin pan. I'm not sure how much to put in each one. So I'm going to go through and put it in, and then I'll add more as needed, and then we can smush it out. You're supposed to make 12. Okay. Some of these are obviously going to be bigger than others. So I want to come back in here and just smush them down in there. Okay, then we will take this rest of this barbecue sauce and spoon it over the top. Okay, like I said, these will bake at 375. It says about 35 minutes. I'm going to test the temperature inside. I think 170 should be enough. I'll check and make sure. Okay, I checked these, and they didn't go the full 35 minutes. I took them out with like 4 minutes to go. But I checked the temperature, and the temperature was like 172, and I looked it up, and 160 is considered safe for a meatloaf. But I'm here to tell you, they smell delicious. Cannot wait. I'm just getting them out of here so they don't have time to soak up any fat that may have drained. Which this was pretty lean hamburger, but still. Okay, well, I'm gonna get these out of here. Let's go over there and see what we made. Okay, so here we go. Here are our meatloaves. I'm having this for lunch today. I'm gonna tell you, this smell is so good. I know it's going to be delicious. Now, the recipe, let me see. It says it has 17.5 grams of protein for one meatloaf. So if I eat 2 meatloaves, which I can easily eat 2 meatloaves, maybe not nothing else with it since this is just straight up meat, that would be 30, plus with the half, 36 grams of protein. That would be good for a meal for me. So that would be 6 meals right there. And then these I put in the freezer. I'm just going to pop them in a little Ziploc bag. But they're frozen. I'm not going to try to bite one right now since it is frozen. But you do need to store them in the freezer or the fridge. At 22, like the serving size says, they were 5 grams of protein per ball. It says mine made 26. It's going to be there about in the same area. Probably 4 point something. With just an added 4. So that's it. That's what we made today. If you're prepping something, I hope you're prepping something good. And I'll see you when I see you.